how you doing? This is Caleb Jones, and this is the Alpha Male 2.0 podcast, freedom-focused lifestyle design for men. And today I'm going to do something a little different and a little fun. Today I'm going to refer to another podcast, Bill Burr's podcast. He has a podcast called the Monday Morning Podcast. And if you didn't know, Bill Burr is a very famous comedian. He is very funny. He's one of my favorite comedians. As I've talked about before in my past articles, Bill Burr is quintessential alpha male 1.0 humor, angry, masculine alpha male 1.0 humor, very outcome dependent, very confident, very funny. I've also talked about how Louis C.K. is the epitome of beta male humor, and Bill Burr is the epitome of alpha male 1.0 humor. But I was listening to a podcast that Bill Burr did a while ago, maybe about a year ago or so, where people will write in and ask him questions, and he'll read them on the air and then answer them. And this person who wrote into him is the quintessential beta male with one-itis. And I want to examine this person's behaviors and talk about why this man's behaviors directly created to and contributed to the problems that he's describing in his life. And the behaviors this man exhibits and talks about are very, very common behaviors with men. Men have a real problem with emotional control when they find a girl they like, or settle down with a girl they like, or marry a woman they like, or get a girlfriend they really like, and it's nonstop problems. So as we go along, I will play bits and pieces of Bill's podcast and comment on them. So here's Bill.
Surprise, we're getting a divorce. All right, here's a new story. All right. Hey, Bill, I know you aren't a therapist, but I think I just want to talk to anyone at this point. So here goes. I've been married for just under 4 years to my wife, who I dated for 4 years prior to marriage. I love being married, and I've said that to anyone that asks since day one.
All right, so he loves being married. Now, that is code for I have hardcore one-itis. I can't visualize being single because I can't be alone because I'm a beta and I'm needy. And I want to be married, not just to be married, but I want to be married to this woman. And as this podcast goes along, you'll see what I'm talking about here. This is hyper neediness. Now, there's one thing about being married. I like being married too. I love being married to Pink Firefly in an OLTR open marriage where my finances are protected. I have sex with other women and I'm still a free man. But as I've said before, if my marriage to Pink Firefly ended tomorrow, I would be sad for a few days and my wonderful life would continue. My sex life would continue. My mission would continue. I would still be a happy, happy person. So it's not wrapped up in my marriage. There's a difference between when I say, yeah, I like being married, but I also like being single. I also like dating. I like all those conditions because my happiness comes from me, not from an external source called a woman.
We own a nice house together. We have 3 dogs, pit bulls too, good man, and both make a decent living. I share everything in my life with my wife. When something makes me happy. All
right. Problem number 2. I share everything in my life with my wife. This is a recipe for disaster in the modern day era. I've talked about an OLTR relationship, an OLTR marriage. When you're living with a woman or married to a woman, everything needs to be separate. You need to share everything, but co-own nothing. So I am sure this guy is the traditional monogamous marriage where his name is on everything and her name is on everything. They co-own everything. The entire house is all ours. Nothing is his. Nothing is hers. It's all ours. Recipe for disaster. I know that makes Christians feel good. I know that makes women feel good to share everything. We own everything together. That's not how it works in the modern era. One of the many reasons you have drama and chaos and problems in cohabiting relationships.
Happy she knows. When I'm upset about something, I tell her. Throughout the course of our relationship, about once a year, she would suddenly, without warning, say she was unhappy and has been for months. Oh, God, here we go.
Yeah, Bill's right. So if I was living with a woman who told me one day, I'm unhappy and I've been unhappy for months, 2 problems. Number 1, if that came as a surprise to me, which it sounds like it comes as a surprise to this guy, if that comes as a surprise to me, I was not aware that my wife, and again, I use the term wife, even if you're not legally married or monogamous, you're living with a woman full time, that means she's your wife. If my wife was unhappy for that long and I was surprised, boy, does that mean I'm a moron. That means I was not paying attention and I was not focusing on the relationship and not giving the relationship the time and attention and work it requires, or at least maintenance work. So that's very bad. That's on him, if that was a surprise. Number two, if she's very unhappy, you need to nip that in the bud immediately. You need to sit down and start figuring out why she's unhappy. And if there's anything you can do about it, maybe you can, maybe you can't. Often you can't. And if you can't, guess what? It's time to end the relationship. It's time to kick her ass out of your house. That's what it means if she cannot be happy. If you can help her be happy, or if she can help herself be happy, great. Then you start with that. But the point is, you don't just sit around with an unhappy wife. That doesn't work. That's stupid.
She says she has discussions with her mom, who loves me and is the sweetest woman alive, and close friends about the things that make her unhappy, but I never hear a word about it until it boils over, and she floors me with how unhappy she is. Well, that's not fair.
Again, he is surprised when she says she's unhappy. That means this is a person with zero relationship management skill set. This is a typical beta who just gets married and says, oh, good, I've got her now, I'm all done. Wrong.
All right, we tried to work it out, though. Make changes. She would act like it was okay while bottling it up again. Once the lid goes on the bottle, there's no opening it again. Each and every time she calls the unhappiness State of the Union meeting into session, I've always been completely honest in saying that I'm very happy with her. I love our jokes and honestly enjoy spending time. Blah, blah, blah. Jesus Christ, dude, get to the fucking point.
Okay, exactly. So this is the problem with most men in relationships like this. Probably even most men in relationships. The man wants to keep the relationship going, even though the woman is unhappy. And a lot of us have been guilty, and I have certainly been guilty of this many years ago, where we cling to women that we don't want to leave, when in fact the women want to leave. The women are very unhappy with us, but we cling to them. Your attitude should be the exact opposite. The attitude should be, if you're not happy being with me, sweetheart, you need to go right now. You need to get the fuck out of my life immediately, even if I love you, even if you are the most wonderful woman I have ever dated or had sex with in my entire life. I don't want to be with a woman who is not happy with me. That is the attitude you need to have. That is the Alpha 2.0 attitude. That is the attitude I have, and I've had for many, 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 many years. This man has the opposite attitude. This woman is unhappy being with me, but I don't fucking care. I am so needy and so clingy. I want her to stay here.
All right, last Wednesday. Here we go. We had a good night together. We went out for dinner and ice cream and laughed at about blah, 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 blah. So I thought I'd come home. The following night, in general, great mood. And she told me she had talked to her mom and a friend and that they recommend that she talk to me. I was confused. More shit about not being unhappy. Anyways, I wanted anything to make...
Real quick, as another note, do you see how long this email is that this guy wrote to Bill? How Bill's like, God damn, look at all this text. I get those emails too. From these guys who are dating a girl, they've got massive one-itis, and they write paragraphs, pages and pages and pages when they have one or two questions. Because they are so fucking consumed with one-itis, they are terrified that she'll leave, they don't have emotional control, so they vomit all over their computer screens and write these goddamn long emails. If you have ever had the compulsion to write me or some other relationship expert an email that's a page fucking long about a problem you're having in your relationship, guess what, buddy? You need to look in the mirror. You got hardcore serious one-itis.
Make her happy, but she told me she didn't think there was anything. It was very emotional as she finally mustered up the courage to say that we might need to get separated. I was floored. And not in an I'm an asshole husband that sits around, drinks beer, and watches football with his buddy way. I love my wife. We have free... Okay, dude. Okay.
Again, he's surprised. She wants to leave, and he's floored. I can't believe she wants to leave. Stupid.
Okay. So the following day, after much reluctance, I get her to agree to try marriage counseling so we can work out our happiness. Dude, I'm not giving you shit that you're pouring your heart out because this shit just happened. I understand. But for the sake of the listeners, I got to fly through this. I get to agree with her. I get her. Okay. So the following day, it's like Lord of the Rings here. After much reluctance, I get her to agree to try marriage counseling so we can work out her unhappiness. I was willing to do anything at this point. I immediately scheduled an appointment with the counselor and was looking forward to having someone neutral for us to talk to.
Now, real quick, I am willing to do anything at this point. If a woman is unhappy being with me, I am not willing to do anything. I'm not, and you shouldn't be either. I'm willing to do a few things that don't radically change my core aspects of life, that don't radically change my sex life, don't radically change my work life, don't radically change my mission. I'm happy to be very flexible on the details, but you will never see me, and I say that now as a married man, you will never see me say, I will do literally anything to keep her with me. No, wrong. That is the complete wrong attitude to have. So this guy, his entire mindset is the exact opposite of what'll create long-term masculine happiness for a man.
Later that night, we were laying in bed, and I asked her if there was someone else in her life. She said no. Yeah, dude. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. We just went over the waterfall, folks. Or you know what it is? No. In this story, we're hearing the waterfall.
Right.
And we just looked at the other person in the raft with a panic look on our face for that split second before we tried to desperately but futilely try and paddle the fucking thing over to the goddamn coast.
Bill Burr's awesome.
Okay, here we go. We're going over. I got a feeling we're going over. She said, no, there's no one else in my life. I asked her if she's ever been unfaithful in our relationship, and she adamantly said no again. Then she turned out the light and laid down to sleep. 5 minutes later, she sat up and turned the light on. Oh, fuck. She told me she just lied to me and said that she had messed around with someone a year into our marriage.
Correct. Why? Why did she mess around a year into the marriage? Which, by the way, is unusual. When most women cheat in marriages, and most women in marriages do cheat if the marriage lasts long enough. Most of them don't because they get divorced first. But that is unusual for a woman to cheat that quickly. Why did she cheat within a year? Which is actually they were together 4 years, so it was 5 years into the relationship. So I guess it wasn't as fast as you might suspect. But why is that? She had zero attraction. She did not have attraction. That's why she cheated quickly. The reason women eventually cheat is because long-term monogamy doesn't work. So you can be the most attractive man on earth, and she will still eventually cheat on you because she's a woman, and women are human beings, and human beings are not long-term sexual monogamous. But the reason she cheated that quickly is because, can you imagine how unattractive this guy was? He was probably the nicest, sweetest, most submissive guy on earth, which I'm sure she liked in terms of showing him off to her friends, her over 30 dominant girlfriends. But in terms of being sexually attractive, he was a zero.
And he writes in capital letters, what, period, the, period, fuck, period.
Again, he's shocked. He is completely shocked that his wife cheated on him, that this low attraction, extremely needy beta had a wife that cheated on him. Yeah.
Period. I probed her to tell me what messing around was. That's got to at least be a blowjob. How'd that happen? Fucking whore. And after a minute of me guessing, her silence told me that she went down on a guy she works with. Oh!
Yep.
Swear to God I hadn't read this.
Yep.
Oh, if I was Verzi right now, dude, what I said? You heard me. What the fucking creep. I was furious and hurt, then furious again. She cried and said she was sorry. We cried together. Dude, you're a bigger man than me. While I tried to wrap my head around how she could possibly have done that to me.
Again, he is completely shocked. How could this have possibly happened? Stupid.
I've had casual flirting with people over the years, but to act on something physically with someone other than your spouse is completely disgusting to me. The worst part is I love this woman more than anyone. She's been here we go again.
Here he goes again with the one-itis.
My best friend for the last 8 years. She knows everything about me.
One-itis.
I want to hate her and make her sleep at her parents' house until we divorce, but all I want to do is, be near her again. Yeah, dude, that's because... Yeah, dude, she was in the hurry-up offense. That's what happened here. So now you're scampering trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and she has the next 3 plays that she just called in the huddle. That's why this is why it sucks to be you right now.
And it's 100% his fucking fault. This scenario would never, literally never have happened to me and most of you who follow Alpha 2.0 relationship models. One
of my close friends tells me what I know is the right thing. He goes, let it go. Don't bother with counseling. What else has she done that you don't know about? How can you never trust her again? Bill, is it possible for me to forgive my wife? Am I wasting my time?
Now, there you go. His friend is smart. His friend is saying, fucking dude, end it. God knows what else she's lying to you about. Get the hell out of there. And he's like, no, I want to stay with her. Can I forgive her, Bill?
Also, I found out who this guy is, and I really wish I hadn't. Yeah, dude. Of course, all I wanted to do was show up at the job, beat the shit out of him like Ed Norton beats the blonde pretty boy up in Fight Club. He writes, I wanted to destroy something beautiful.
Yeah, now, I have discussed this before. When you are in a monogamous relationship, which is stupid, monogamy doesn't work, but if you are in a monogamous relationship and the person you're with cheats on you and you want to go beat up the person that they fucked, you're a moron. Who should you be angry at? Who should you want to beat up? The person who cheated on you. So this man shouldn't be bitching at the guy that she blew at the office. He should be mad at her. She's the one who violated the promises that she made. The guy at the office is probably some single dude who isn't married at all. He didn't do anything horribly wrong. I mean, you could argue this. Well, you shouldn't fuck married women. Okay, maybe you should. But on the scale of who did something more wrong, it was his wife, not this guy. So the anger, whenever someone directs anger at the person their partner fucked, these people are morons. That is not where you should direct your anger if you have anger.
My other thought is, since this guy also cheated on his girlfriend, who he's still with.
Oh, okay. So again, he has a girlfriend. He cheated on her. Okay. So then he should, he should receive anger from his girlfriend. Again, are you figuring this out that monogamy maybe doesn't work?
He did it with my wife. I threatened to tell his girlfriend what he'd done, but not actually do it. Yeah, you don't want to do that. That way, he'd live in fear of coming home and her knowing everything because I told her, or he would try to beat me to it and admit to it, hopefully ending his relationship and getting terminal cancer and AIDS. Terminal cancer and AIDS.
Again, this is outcome dependence. You shouldn't give a shit about this guy. She'll probably never see this guy again. Whether or not she still works him would be another issue, but you shouldn't care about him. You should instead care about your fucking relationship with this woman who doesn't want to be with you.
And you know what? You're still being a gentleman. I still think that you're handling this with class, wishing terminal cancer and AIDS on this guy.
Now, Bill Burr is an alpha male 1.0, so he completely agrees with these feelings of anger. You fuck my wife, I'm gonna fucking kill you. If you want to fucking kill anyone, you should fucking kill your wife, not the guy who fucked your wife. The guy who fucked your wife is being a normal guy. That's what guys do. They fuck. So Bill Burr agrees with these feelings because he's an alpha male 1.0, and alpha male 1.0s are really into those kinds of feelings. Again, alpha male 1.0s are confident and successful, but they are outcome dependent.
I know you don't give a shit. Of course I give a shit. But not occupy, but I've got to occupy my mind, so I thought I'd do it here. Yeah, dude, why would you think I don't give a shit? I mean, I'm not a friend of yours, but you know what I mean? Give me a fucking break. This is horrific. All right, your first question. Bill, is it possible for me to forgive my wife? Eventually you're going to have to, or you're going to go on a fucking tear. And you're going to meet some really damaged fucking women, and they're going to reinforce everything that you've now found out about your wife. So you can't do that. You're going to go on a fucking hate fuck pussy spree that is, you don't want to do that.
Now we're getting into what Bill's advice is. So I agree partially. Yes, you could forgive her because you're asking her to do something that human beings were never designed to do. Only have sex with one person for many, 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 many years. 5, 10, 15 plus years. Human beings, women included, were never, ever, 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 ever designed to do this. As I've discussed many times at my blogs, in my books, all of my content, biologists will tell you, they won't say this very loudly, but they will tell you very clearly, the science is overwhelming on this. There is no scientific doubt about this. There is 100% consensus on this. Human beings are pair bonding creatures, but they are not sexually monogamous creatures. Yes, human beings like to pair bond with one special person, but they like to fuck other people. That's how this works. If you hate that, that is your problem. Then you hate that 2 + 2 = 4, and it's going to be a very long road for you in terms of being a happy man. You need to accept this. So yes, you could forgive her and say, okay, as of now, we have a non-monogamous marriage. I love you. I want to be with you. I don't want to be with anyone else. But when I feel like it, I'm going to go out and get some women on the side. And I'll wear condoms and I'll get STD tests and I'll keep it discreet. And I won't date these women. I'm just going to fuck. And okay, fine, bitch. If you want to go have sex with dudes, you have to follow the same ground rules. If you really, really want to do that, fine. I guess that's better or less bad than getting a divorce and destroying our children. So fine. So you could do that under those conditions. What you don't want to do, and maybe Bill will recommend this or not, I'm not sure, is say, okay, I forgive you this one time, but you better not do it again. That's what most people do in marriages when there's cheating, right? Usually it's the woman catching the guy. This is a statistically unusual scenario where the guy has caught the woman, although that happens too. And this other spouse says to the cheating spouse, all right, I'll forgive you, but you better not fucking ever do that again. Dude, you're just asking for problems all over again. You are once again expecting someone to do something they are not biologically wired to do. And if you say that, as millions upon millions of women who have been cheated on can attest, when they yell at their boyfriends and husbands and say, all right, I'll stay with you, better not do it again, guess what they end up doing? They do it again.
He said, am I wasting my time? Yeah, dude, it's over. She's not happy. She's not good at communicating. She puts a lid on it, until it boils over. This is the deal, dude. You know what? This is going to kill you. All right? Let's go with the positive. You don't have any kids with her. Okay?
All right, I thought he had kids. Maybe I misheard him earlier, but all right. But good for Bill. Good. He is now going to recommend that he leaves this woman. Oh, that's right. He doesn't have kids. He has dogs. I made that mistake. All right, cool. Good for Bill. Excellent.
You can just walk away.
Good.
Okay, we had a problem. And there's nothing we can do. It's over. He didn't make it. You just fucking walk away. Just walk away. It's over. All right?
Now, good advice. Walk away or convert it to an open marriage. Either one. Okay. Now, what are the odds that this man listening to Bill's advice is actually going to take that advice? This extreme, pussy, needy, one-eyed beta male is going to say, good point, Bill. I'm going to leave my wife tomorrow. And he actually leaves her. I would say it's well within the 2% rule that this guy actually does that. He will keep fighting to save this horrible marriage.
Right? That's a good thing. All right? One thing, you've had a bunch of kids with this person who, for whatever reason, couldn't say that they were. I don't think that she even wanted to fucking marry you. I think she ignores her feelings. She's actually having a fucking breakthrough right now while stomping all over your fucking heart.
So Bill is partially right. She was not romantically attracted to this man when she married this man. She was looking at him as a provider. Okay, this is a good, nice guy. He's a sweetheart. He kisses my ass. He does whatever I want. He probably has, this guy I would bet probably has a good job. Probably makes $80,000 or more a year, right? Good corporate slave who hands over his money to his wife. And so she said, well, that's a pretty good deal. And her dad said, well, he's a pretty good guy to marry. Right. And that's why she married him. Not because she loved him, not because she was attracted to him, or maybe, I'm sure there was some level of love or attraction, but those weren't the primary reasons.
All right. Well, I don't know. Fuck her. Give me a break, dude. You loved her with all your heart. You say her mother's a sweetheart. You got dogs. You like communicating, dude. You know something? You're like the fucking guy. You're the guy my girl wants me to be.
Right. Excellent point. Bill Burr is an alpha male 1.0. And he just said it. You are the guy my wife, because Bill Burr, unfortunately, is monogamously married, like most alpha male 1.0s eventually do. And he's saying to this beta male, you are the guy my wife wishes she had. Exactly. This beta male is the perfect beta male provider. And if Bill's wife had married this man, guess what would have happened? The exact same thing. She would have been wonderfully happy for a year or two, bragging to all her friends about this perfect little husband she has. Then she would get bored off her ass because he's so unattractive, and she would cheat on him and or divorce him.
Every fucking woman wants a guy like that.
Every woman over the age of 33 who is a provider hunter wants a man just like that. Correct. Women want submissive beta males to marry or to have as hardcore boyfriends. They don't want these men to fuck. They fuck alpha males. But eventually, certainly when they hit age 33 or beyond, this is the kind of guy they want. Correct.
Guy who actually wants to be married. Guy who actually comes home and communicates. A guy who gets along with the mom and all that type of shit. You're a family man, all right?
Exactly, a beta.
Right? Unfortunately, you met the wrong person. So forget that, dude. All right?
He didn't meet the wrong person. That's where Bill is wrong. He did the wrong thing. He constructed the wrong type of relationship under the wrong type of models. If this guy was an alpha male 1.0, hopefully an alpha male 2.0, he wouldn't have had these particular problems with this woman. I have had relationships with women like this. Long-term, multi-year relationships. but I didn't kiss their ass. I didn't marry them. I had sex with other women and so on. So I didn't have these problems.
Right, forget it. Forget it. Fuck that. Fuck that. It's over. Walk away. Walk away, dude. Give me a fucking break. You know what you're talking about there? You're talking about, like, the amount of fucking shit she has to go through before she even learns how to just communicate her fucking emotions. And the frustration of that's going to mean every once in a while she's going to blow somebody at work.
True. That's accurate.
Are you wasting your time? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Correct.
Okay? Abso-fucking-lutely. And as far as, like, going there and trying to fuck over that other guy he's already, you don't need to fuck him over. He's fucking himself over. He's living a life of misery. That life is miserable.
I agree. He's overstating a little bit, but yes, and it's interesting that he's saying this because he himself is an alpha male 1.0. Alpha male 1.0s get monogamous and then cheat over and over and over and over and over again. And what he is saying, he's right. And I've mentioned this many times. When you have to live a double life where you have to constantly pretend to have, to live one way and be another way, to constantly hide all kinds of aspects of your regular sex life from your wife or your girlfriend, you are not long-term happy. I still get guys this day saying, I could never do an open relationship or non-monogamous marriage. I'll just cheat. Yeah, then guess what? You're not going to be happy as I am. You're never going to achieve that level of happiness long-term because you can't do that as a man when you live incongruently. And that's what Bill is talking about here with the guy who cheated on his girlfriend.
To fuck around with the person that you're with somebody else, that is a miserable life. I don't know. I think it's something that a lot of guys do, myself included, back in the day in my 20s.
All right, so he's done it himself. He's cheated. He's an alpha 1.0. That's what they do. Yep.
Going into 30s, trying to fucking, figure myself out. I lived that life, that whole fucking double. It's horrible. It's a fucking horrible thing. And in the end,
he's right. I hope you guys who are pro-cheating are listening to what Bill is saying. It is not a happy life. The cheating lifestyle is not a happy lifestyle model.
I ended up alone, and I hurt a lot of people, and I was a complete piece of shit.
Yep.
So, and believe me, dude, it was miserable. It ended up with me on a fucking futon. So, yeah, dude, you're don't become a piece of shit now. Don't judge other women like that. Just fucking, yeah, get out of it. Get out of it and just know that it's going to be a fucking, I don't know. It's going to be 100 yards of pain that you never fucking dealt with in your life. And you just got to go through it. And, I would say the next time you get with somebody, you're going to get serious with somebody, you make goddamn sure that they know how to fucking communicate. Because that's a scary thing to get with a woman who doesn't know how to communicate. Because that's something that they're supposed to teach us how to do, in a way. They make you better because I can just say, no, I don't feel like doing that without fucking punching the wall. They do that so to settle you down. If you get with some psycho and she can't settle you down, I mean, she's damaged.
Okay, and that's the end of it. So he is wrong. Here's what that guy needs to do, which he won't do. Once he divorces this woman, which he won't do, if there is a divorce, she will divorce him, and he'll be miserable. Instead of going after a different girl, that's the standard societal programming advice. If a woman cheats on you or breaks up with you, she was a bitch and you need to find a nice girl. Incorrect in most cases. Sometimes that's true, but in most cases, you need to be a different man and or you need to date the next woman under a different model. So what this guy needs to do, and he won't do this, is that he needs to fucking alpha up, fucking man up, work on his outcome dependence, work on his confidence, work on his tendency for one-itis, ramp up his physical appearance a little bit, bang some girls, and I mean that. Go have sex, particularly with a few younger women. Go get laid and go demonstrate to himself that he is a sexual creature and that women find him attractive and that he can have his selection. Then when he gets serious again, it should be a realistic model. It should not be, I'm going to be 100% monogamous for the next 57 years and so will you, sweetheart. That doesn't fucking work. I don't care how religious you are. I don't care how jealous you are. We're talking about science here. So I hope this has been entertaining for you. I hope this has been enlightening for you. If you like these kinds of podcasts where I analyze other podcasts, let me know, and maybe I'll do more of them. If you want more help in your relationship models, join smic.com. I go into great detail on how to do those kinds of things there. Have fun. See you very soon. Bye.